You know, it's funny because we should have known that December was the beginning of the end, but truthfully, wouldn't want to believe it.
I mean, come on. It's like read the room.
We've kind of been holding on to this channel for as long as we could, but I think it's time we make it official.
Yeah, they really did, and we all knew that because, again, they tried to make it work, but they couldn't even make their relationship work. So I don't know what they thought when they were thinking that they could make any of this work while behind the scenes everything's falling apart.
We're getting ready to go our separate ways as much as we can. Pretty much the only thing holding us together is the kids from now on.
So that's one thing that was holding them together was YouTube, because their job was YouTube, like together. That was both of their incomes. And so when Kyra broke it off with Oscar, their incomes are still tied. So now they're cutting ties.
OKbaby is coming to an end. I think we got the plan is to make,
Just saying, called putting OKbaby to an end.
2 more videos. Is gonna be like our final season. I mean, it's been kind of our final season.
3 episodes.
Yeah, it's been.
Okay, so they're gonna do 2 more episodes. This is the first one, and they're gonna post 2 more, and then they're done.
Our final season. We're just trying to make it official now. I wish we could have ended on a happier note. Maybe had a couple of happy videos in between. I mean, there have been a couple, but.
So, as in, they aren't ending on a happy note.
How are you feeling about it? I know it's probably emotional. Well, it's just a weird situation. I don't know, and I don't want to sit here and be like.
Yeah, I know. No.
It's just so weird seeing her emotional because the breakup video, she was laughing.
It's I think we both know it's what's best, and that's why we're doing it ultimately, but I think that it's been dragged on, if you will.
Yeah, you think? Why didn't she say all this in the breakup video? If she was this emotional and she said all this, nobody would be mad at her. It would make sense. But instead, she was laughing and dancing.
When we both have known it's probably going to come to an end for a while.
Yeah.
But because it's definitely not easy. I mean, this has been, besides each other and our kids, this has been the biggest part of our life for
the last 7 years. Dude, damn, that's a longer career than I thought we were gonna have. First of all, I didn't think we would have a career, but once it actually happened, and I was like, yo, this is becoming something.
This is what I'm saying, man. Where was this energy in the breakup video?
I mean, I think that the only thing that keeps me afloat at this point is knowing that we both still are doing YouTube.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They haven't focused on their YouTube channels, and maybe they will now, but they weren't really focused on OKbaby after the breakup either. They were focused on life. Oscar has traveled and spent a lot of money. That has been obvious, which is whatever. But he was complaining about his career. Why hasn't he focused on his YouTube channel to make more money? Is it because he knew that he was going to sell stuff and had money to back it up? Okay, fine. But again, would have been much better if he was focused on his career to build it up, because this is all in the unknown for them. They built their name on exploiting their children and living their life. This is a little bit different.
It's actually a lot because it's exciting, but at the same time nerve-wracking, but
Yeah.
at the same time kind of
I think overall it definitely is more exciting. It's just sitting here when you really think about that channel this channel not being a thing anymore.
You think this would also apply to breaking up the relationship? This is about their financials and the OKbaby name and what they've been doing, but you would think that this would be a thing with their breakup. She would be emotional and she would be crying and thinking these same things about, this big change that's about to happen. To me, it's very telling that she wasn't having this emotional cry right now that she's having here in the breakup video where she's dancing around laughing. Should Oscar do this to Kyra? Be like, oh, are you gonna cry? I'm not gonna cry. It's just, I don't know, man, super off-putting.
Yesterday I was thinking of it. This is very dramatic, but it's kind of like being fired from your dream job.
It's not being fired. You caused this to happen. You're your own boss, so you basically fired yourself, or you took yourself out of the equation. And then on top of that too, you're still a YouTuber. You still put out content. You still do brand deals and everything. You just can't exploit your children anymore. Is that what she's talking about?
It's exciting because you get to, I mean, your channel that you do now, you get to really just, family content hasn't always been your favorite necessarily. And
so he didn't like doing family content. So then why'd you push it out? He could have focused on his personal channel and done content that he actually liked. And same with Kyra. So why did they focus on family vlogging? Oh, because it made so much more money exploiting children, and it was a lot more interesting to people rather than individually. This is why all these people ignore their personal channels until they can't ignore them anymore.
Now you get to show more of your personal side.
I kept this in here because I wanted to show this.
Today's video is brought to you by one of my favorite brands of all time.
But I just had to keep it in because Kyra's crying and stuff like that, getting all into her emotions, and then boom, cut to the HelloFresh ad.
I am nervous about is knowing the amount of sacrifice it took to get to this point.
Sacrifice? What does he mean by that? You mean editing for 3 hours maybe and vlogging for an hour?
Like having to think about being willing to do that all over again.
Right.
That's a huge, like,
it's like starting
scary.
a business. You know, this is now a developed business, if you will, and now to go and start that somewhere else.
It wasn't a hard business to build. I mean, you exploit your children. That's just what it is. But now the business is like dissolving. I mean, come on. And just like Baby by Kyra, gone. Nothing to land on.
And having 4 kids, because when we started this, we didn't have 4.
Yeah. So starting a new career, trying to balance out, you know, what you're going to do. And then on top of that, losing like nannies or losing friends to hold your vlog camera for you. Like they've had a lot of help.
4 kids is going to be the trickiest part. But I think we got this. I don't see why not. And if all else fails and it was time to go anyways, what we're going to do, make spontaneous videos once a week, once a month. Well,
that's what you guys are doing for like the last 7 months, you know?
We have a lot of exciting things coming in our lives, and it's just, this is kind of like that final chapter.
Dude, if you think about it, we have lived an entire lifetime on YouTube. Like
7 years is not a lifetime. In fact, you would still be a child. In fact, do you even have a child that's 7?
We started off with nothing, found our first apartment on here. Well, I wouldn't say my first real job, but like my first real job to get a family going, like something Super Valley I thought was gonna be my career for a little. I was gonna have to work my way up and be a manager, be all that.
Oh, you mean actually work like everybody else?
Pretty much everything I thought I was gonna do in my life, we've been able to do these last 7 years. So it's been an incredible book.
He just said he feels like within the last 7 years, he's done everything that he thought that would have been done within his entire lifetime, but he did it in 7 years. That's because of exploiting your children. Without their children, they wouldn't have been able to do any of this.
It's been an incredible lifetime here on YouTube pretty much, or at least on this channel, but that just kind of makes me more excited to see what's to come next.
You can just tell Oscar is all about this. Oscar's done with Kyra.
I think it's going to be exciting too, because like we kind of mentioned earlier, we really have kind of tried to stick to the people that we were when we started this channel.
Stick to the people, like stick to who you are. Well, maybe you should have changed, because not a good thing, not a flex.
Not necessarily the people, but like the channel type, right? Like our channel type is to vlog our family.
Exploit your children.
And I think it'll be so fun for you guys to see the other side of us on other platforms and channels and all that.
They're the same people. You know what I mean? There's not going to be really any different.
There's a whole lot more to us than just being parents. And
why didn't you express that throughout the years? Why did you just exploit your children? You said that Oscar didn't really care for the family vlogging stuff. So why didn't you guys focus on yourselves and who you are and not focus just directly on your children? Oh, I get it, money. But now that the money's gone and now all of a sudden you want to show people your true selves. Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
I feel like now that we figured out what we actually want and the fact that we're selling this house, now is the perfect time to go our separate ways. And it's perfectly fitting, because this was our family place. This was we did everything together, and this was our last tie to each other, other than the children, of course.
See, last tied to each other. Oscar's done, man. And the only thing he wants from Kyra is to watch the kids for that 1 week.
And so now that we're selling, splitting this, getting rid of everything inside that we don't want to keep, and whatever we decide to keep, we can keep ourselves. It's just, we're not OKbaby anymore.
I probably will cry in every video from here on out, for the record.
Oh, except that breakup video and all the other videos before that.
Don't feel like we have to make videos too while you're crying.
I'll never stop.
Am I gonna commit to van life for a year?
Whoa, van life? They say he's gonna commit to van life for a year? How's that gonna fit all your kids? You're gonna fit all your kids in a van? Why would you do that? Don't know how that's gonna work.
I just got off the phone with somebody who's like, well, not somebody, a lender. Sounds like somebody who's gonna help me buy a house, but not a person, a lender. And like potentially look at a new house that will fit the kids, and they'll have their own bedroom.
See, this is the problem that I have with Oscar. And look, Kyra, shit stain, right? Homewrecker. Okay, I'm down with that. But what I have noticed from Oscar is that he wants to do this whole traveling, party life, blah, blah, blah. But he has 4 kids. And I press issue with that. You can't be selfish, even with this situation. But moving to Florida does affect the kids in a big, big way.
I'm getting texts from the real estate agent. Like,
are you?
Yeah, it's cheated both of us.
Oh.
But we're getting texts from the real estate agent right now. Like, these things are happening. It's happening, Kyra. It's a good thing.
I like love when things happen, but
I thought she thrived in change. Let's remember what she said that.
And not necessarily like our split, but just like in general, like starting these different lives.
Why are you crying? Why? Your life has already started separately from him. This is like, you moved out how many months ago? You broke up with him 7 months ago. You started this new life. All these things have already happened. OKbaby has already been dismantled. Like, you guys barely post on there. You post on your own channels, obviously separately. You have this dynamic already of being split apart. This is what I'm saying, man. It's just super off-putting to me that she's doing all this when it's based around her financial situation, but not actually like leaving Oscar.
I feel like we've already been living separate lives though.
Exactly. They've already been living separate lives. So her crying about this makes no sense.
There's also just an emotional side.
There's an emotional side, but not with the breakup. You're with somebody for 7 years and have 4 kids with them, and you live in this house and you're moved out, but you know, you don't cry.
And is Oscar Morales. Follow me there. Right now I'm just posting like literally random crap.
People love it though.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys do. I appreciate that. But I have no direction. I'm kind of just like, all right, what are we doing?
Then focus on your direction and quit complaining that your career is tanking and going on vacations. Focus on your shit.
I don't know if I ever really liked OKbaby. I liked OKbaby and I wanted to stream off of that.
Yeah, she wanted to stem off of the OKbaby name because, you know, they're so much more than just exploiting their children. So she creates a personal channel that stems from the OKbaby name. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, we're done crying. We're done with the tears. This is not.
I like he says we're done crying and we're done with the tears, bro. You're the only one crying. Oscar didn't shed a tear. In fact, he's ready to go. He wants to be done with this video and kick your ass out of the house.
Not the last video. Let's save all the crying for that.
You're the only one's going to cry.
Yeah, we're like 3/4 of the way into this final season, but
I will say that this has not been a good series. Mid-series. Thank you all for joining in the stream, and I will catch you guys on the next one.